Call this meeting to order. If everyone could please stand and join us for the pledge. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Roll call, please.
Trustee Mattson?
Here.
Trustee Scalise?
Here.
Trustee Galuza?
Here.
Trustee Reiser?
Here.
Trustee Christofferson?
Here.
Trustee Wilson?
Here.
Mayor Balderman?
Here. All right, first up is the consent agenda, which consists of 7 items. They are the minutes of the regular meeting for January 27th, 2025. Ordinances authorizing the installation of stop signs for Prairie Ridge Way and Primrose Street, Otto Drive and Hancock Drive, Liberty Lane, and Otto Drive and Ogden Road. Ordinance authorizing the release of property owned by the Village of New Lenox Police Department vehicles. Surety reduction for Laraway Road Commercial Center. And surety release for 442 East Lincoln Highway water main and sanitary extensions. Does any member wish any of those items to be pulled and discussed separately? All right, is there a motion to approve the consent agenda? So moved.
Second.
Motion by trustee Madsen, second by trustee Scalise. If there's nothing further, a roll call vote, please.
Trustee Mattson?
Aye.
Trustee Reiser?
Aye.
Trustee Galuza?
Aye.
Trustee Wilson?
Aye, and abstain from A.
Trustee Scalise?
Aye.
Trustee Christofferson?
Aye.
Mayor Balderman?
Aye, motion carries. Okay, next up is consideration for approval request for county special use, New Lenox Community Energy LLC, Spencer Road. Robin?
Yes, this request concerns a 35-acre property along the west side of Spencer Road, just south of the CN Railroad tracks. It is adjacent to the village's Spencer Road Water Tower site. This is the proposed site plan. Because there is an existing water main and gas pipeline that runs through the center of the property, it's basically will be 2 adjoining facilities. Each one would be independently enclosed by a fence. The Public Works is requesting that the owner grant us an easement for us to be able to access the water main that goes through their property. So that is one of the conditions that we would be asking the county to enforce on the special use permit. They are proposing a fixed knot farm fence, given the location of the property. This is, in their experience in other locations, this allows farm animals and wildlife to get through more safer than having them stuck in there with a more solid fence. Staff doesn't have any objections to the use of the fence, with the exception that we would like a PVC privacy fence along Spencer Road to create a more aesthetic entrance in view from the roadway. They are also proposing to do pollinator plantings around the facility. Our comprehensive plan recommends medium-density residential for this site. However, because of the proximity of the railroad tracks and the limited frontage, access to the site is somewhat challenging, and in addition, utilities are not feasible at this time. So staff does not object to this being a deviation from our comprehensive plan. So we are recommending that the village not object to the request, subject to the conditions regarding the cross-access easement to the village. We're recommending that the portion of the entrance drive within the Spencer Road right-of-way be concrete or asphalt rather than gravel, as will be the rest of the driveway is proposed to be gravel. A solid PVC fence with a berm along Spencer Road, and if feasible, the extension of a sidewalk along the frontage of the property connecting to the sidewalk in front of the schools. So with that, the Plan Commission also reviewed this request and recommended that the village not object. And I know the petitioners are here if you have any questions.
Okay, is there somebody that can speak on behalf of the petitioner? One of you, you could just come up and state your name for the record, please. Any one of you.
Good evening. My name's Colin Walker.
Hi, thanks for being here, guys. The question is, you heard what staff's recommendations were. Do you have any objections to what we're asking for?
No objections. The only thing we'd like to talk about is, instead of doing the berm, we'd like to do 3 rows of trees with bushes, shrubs, rather than that, because the berm height would kind of limit. It's a 3-to-1.
Okay.
And we don't have enough frontage, enough room. setback to get the berm to the proper height clearance. And so we looked at the code, the ordinance allows, I think what allows for this, and so that's what we would propose instead.
Robin, do you have a response to that?
No, as long as it's a mix of evergreen and shade trees, so that
Mature,
it
so
does
properly
provide.
screened?
Yeah.
Is that an issue?
No.
So you're not looking to put little trees in here, put some mature trees in there somewhere?
Yeah, 6 feet when we plant them,
Yeah,
and then they'll grow. from
so
there.
3 rows of 6 feet at planting, and you're okay with the rest of it, including the sidewalk if it allows?
Yep.
And with the access road and with the PVC and all that?
Absolutely.
All right, great. All right, thank you. Any questions from the board on this? No? All right, well, you know, we had a conversation about this, you can have Steve if you want, thank you. We had a conversation about this with a different location that just did not make sense. In this particular case, staff and I have met with a number of people over the years on this piece. It's really an incredibly difficult parcel to put that residential in there. And with the railroad tracks and what it has, I think it makes sense here. Are there any concerns on this? All right, so what we'd be looking for is a motion to not file an objection with the county on this project. Is there a motion to that effect?
I'll make that motion. Do I need to say it?
No, you're good. Is there a second?
I'll second.
All right, motion by trustee Riser, second by trustee Galuza. Comments or questions? Roll call vote, please.
Trustee Christopherson?
Aye.
Trustee Galuza?
Aye.
Trustee Scalise?
Aye.
Trustee Wilson?
Aye.
Trustee Riser?
Aye.
Trustee Mattson?
Aye.
Mayor Balderman?
Aye, motion carries. Good luck, guys. Thank you. All right. Next up, we have consideration for approval of proposal 114 North Cedar Cedar Road well sealing. Recently was acquired by the village, has a water well that needs to be sealed before demolition can occur. Proposal was received from Will County Well and Pump for the total of $4,770, which includes permitting, pulling the pump, and sealing the well in compliance with state codes. Any questions for staff on that? Is there a motion to approve the proposal?
So moved.
Second. Motion by trustee Scalise, second by trustee Riser. If there's nothing further, roll call vote, please.
Trustee Wilson?
Aye.
Trustee Christopherson?
Aye.
Trustee Mattson?
Aye.
Trustee Galuza?
Aye.
Trustee Scalise?
Aye.
Trustee Riser?
Aye.
Mayor Balderman?
Aye, motion carries. Okay, next up is consideration for approval of an agreement for online summer concert series sales with Universe. Board, I'm going to go through a little bit of this history because other than Keith, none of you were up here when all this started in 2009. This concert series was something that we started back in 2009 to bring something to the community and to hope to make a little bit of excess funds to help pay for things like fireworks and movie nights and other events that we put on for our community. Back then, we were the only game in town. We were the only one doing it. Plus, you can imagine 16 years ago, a lot of those 70s and 80s musicians were still around. Fast forward 16 years, and a lot of towns have tried to duplicate what we're doing, not to the success that we're having, but a lot of towns are trying to do that. Groups like Live Nation have stepped in and try and thwart towns like us from doing what we're doing by grabbing some of these bands and putting them in other venues and telling them that they're only allowed to play Live Nation shows. Again, if there was an artist that was 65 years old, 16 years ago when we started this, they're now 81. So the number of bands that were out there and available are fewer and fewer. So when you couple all of that, and we started with the Triple Play concert series where it was for our residents to be able to buy tickets, and we had a lot of success. But in order to do the Triple Play concert series the way that we were doing it, we had to have everything locked up in February or March to be able to make these announcements and sell all these tickets on time. Well, that doesn't work with these bands anymore, number one. Number two, since Beth Alderson has taken over our community engagement, the number of summer events, year-round events, but in particular, summer events that take place out there has grown, which has been a great benefit for our town. But now we have limited days where we can do these concerts and find bands to be able to do these concerts. So we also, the very first year that we did this, see, Kim, this is why I don't mind asking you numbers, but I know the answers, so you don't have to worry about it. The first year we did this, in 2009, we had Gin Blossoms, Blues Traveler, and Peter Frampton, and collectively, all three bands cost us $100,000. All three collectively. One was 50, one was 35, one was 15. No way. No way. You know what these bands cost. You can't get any of bands for that collective amount. So not wanting the ticket prices to skyrocket, we've always been very reasonable. We've done very well. But we have an obligation to our taxpayers to make sure that these concerts, if we're going to continue to do them, are successful. Now, we had Ringo Starr on this stage, which was only because of the reputation we've built over the last 16 years. And that's an expensive proposition. It was an expensive concert for us to put on. We had it available to New Lenox residents only to come in and buy tickets. And eventually, it sold out, but it was right near the end, right before the concert took place. So we have never gone online to sell tickets before, but we have this obligation of not paying for a band and then having the people not show. So Beth did a lot of research and looked at different companies. This universe is connected with Ticketmaster. However, their fees are very low. It's $1.99 per ticket plus a 3% charge of the cost. So if our ticket is, $40, it's an extra $1.20 or something. For those of us that go to concerts, it's frustrating because you'll pay $100 for a ticket, then you'll pay another $110 in fees. That's not the case here. We're talking about another $4 or $5 on top of our ticket price. But there is the ability through this company to be able to restrict who purchases the tickets for a select period of time. So this year we have 5 bands that we're going to be rolling out shortly. I'm not anticipating that any of these bands will sell out day one. As a matter of fact, I think we've had 1 year where all the concert tickets sold, maybe 2, where all the concert tickets sold in one day. Most of the time it takes weeks. So there's plenty of opportunity for New Lenox residents to get tickets. If they wait a month and a half and then they sell out and complain, I don't know what to tell you. But that's on them, not on us. They've had plenty of opportunities to do this. But through billing, I'm sure this has probably happened to some of you before. I was telling Beth I had ordered something for my place in New York, and it kept getting kicked out because they kept putting in that address, and the credit card didn't match, the billing address didn't match the delivery address. That was the problem. So they can put in restricted to 60451 for a period of time, and then we can open it up to the public for everyone else to buy. So our people will still have first opportunity to buy tickets. They'll be able to do it online. They won't have to come here at 3 in the morning like some of them have done on a Saturday morning to line up. The fees are minimal, $3, $4, and they'll have it on their phone, which also stops the issues that we have every year of residents saying, they bought tickets and lost them. And even though we say we're not going to replace them, there are residents, and so, we go through that. So now they'll be able to buy it online, have it on their phone, and just have it scanned and going through, which makes it much easier for our staff, makes it much easier to keep track of. Don't have to worry about having the expense of buying tickets. So it's really a much, much better way to go. So residents will still have the first opportunity, and they won't have to come down here to the Village Hall to buy. And we are protecting the taxpayers because if after that first week or two that we give residents, it hasn't sold out, then we can open it up literally nationwide. I don't know who would do that, but you could open it up. And we have had plenty of people come from other states to our concerts. So that is why we are proposing this universe to take place here. Like I said, we are going to be announcing tomorrow the first concert, and then over the next couple of weeks, 4 other concerts. And tickets, we're going to work through this tomorrow, but we're anticipating as we sit here tonight that tickets will go on sale for these concerts on March 10th. But because we are a new customer to Universe, they've got to get our page built and all set. But we think that gives us plenty of time. So that is the evolution of the concert series and where we are. And people enjoy them. People, really like to come out. But with the economy what it is, and people have been busier and busier over the summers, now they can come to 1 concert, they can come to 2 concerts, it's up to them. And there'll be different price points depending on the concert and how much the act costs us, because we never look to gouge our residents. We want them to have a good price. And these fees are nothing, they're minimal. So, any questions for me on that? Anything for Beth? She's done a great job working through this with Universe and getting this set up, and it's also requires additional work that she has to do, working with the promoter and with the bands, because this is now part of the contracts to go in. Chris's office, as always, has done a great job assisting Beth to get those contracts in place and ready to go. All right, any questions? Okay. Is there a motion? Beth, anything you want to add?
Yeah, you took care of all that for me.
You all good? You're all set? Well, thank you for being here
Yeah,
tonight
let's take it
anyway.
on.
We appreciate that. All right. If not, is there a motion to approve the agreement with Universe?
So moved.
Oh, I'm sorry, contingent upon attorney review, because as I said, we are still working through some of these things, and Chris's office is just going to make sure that we're happy with it. So it'd be contingent upon attorney review. So I need a motion to that effect.
I'll make that motion.
Okay, second?
Second.
Motion by trustee Scalise, second by trustee Christopherson. Any comments or questions? Roll call vote, please.
Trustee Riser?
Aye.
Trustee Mattson?
Aye.
Trustee Galuza?
Aye.
Trustee Scalise?
Aye.
Trustee Wilson?
Aye.
Trustee Christopherson?
Aye.
Mayor Baldwin?
Aye, motion carries. Okay, board, next up, I have consideration for approval of a resolution authorizing the sale of certain real estate, 250 Maple. The property address, 250 East Maple Street here, that's the old Silver Cross building that we purchased. We have a restaurant group that wants to buy that from the village for our cost, what we've got into it. So we're getting all our money back on that. They asked that I not go into a great detail about what they're proposing for there right now, because they want to work through their people and work with Robin and her staff over there. You can see the parcel that she has outlined in red there. It's got additional room for parking to the west of that, but there's going to be major work done on the interior and exterior. But it's really, I think, a great start to what we're trying to accomplish over in that area. Robin, is there anything that you need to add? It's just a sales contract. Like I said, they are looking for a quick close, which is good for us to be able to put that money back in the coffers. And then they'll be working closely with Robin and her department for what they need to do to get in the building department to make sure they get that up to where it needs to be.
You're showing their overflow parking too.
Oh, yeah, that's right. The overflow parking up there, that's correct. Yeah, so there's a lot of room. It's what is it, Kurt, 13,000?
We had 1,100 up there.
I know, how many square feet is this building?
Oh, 14,000.
14,000 square feet. So it's a big building, but they've got some nice thoughts for a patio area, and the inside is something that would have some, like small meeting banquet type space as well, once they gut the whole thing on the inside. So it'll be a really nice addition for us here in town. All right, any questions on that? All right, is there a motion to approve the resolution?
So moved.
Second.
Motion by trustee Mattson, second by trustee Wilson. If there's nothing further, a roll call vote, please.
Trustee Mattson?
Aye.
Trustee Riser?
Aye.
Trustee Galuza?
Aye.
Trustee Wilson?
Aye.
Trustee Scalise?
Aye.
Trustee Christopherson?
Aye.
Mayor Baldwin?
Aye, motion carries. Okay, under reports and communications, Board, as you know, we've had conversation about the Children's Museum. It's off to a great start. A lot of people coming through. We've talked about some of the changes we're going to need to make up there. So you'll have formally before you at the next board meeting some of those exhibit changes that you'll be approving, but we needed to get moving forward on those. Kurt, the other item was what that we're bringing, that's right.
Christmas in the
I couldn't read my own handwriting. And I won't say what that is, but we also, there's Christmas in the Commons, of course, has been wonderful with the new additions that we've made. We're looking to move forward with another signature piece up there. It will be something, I mean, we constantly upgrade every year. This new signature piece will be paid over a couple of years, but it's another one of those things in order to get working on it, even though it's only February. I'm going to need to sign off on that prior to our next board meeting, but it will, both of those things will come back before you to approve at that meeting. But I just wanted to keep everybody in the loop where we're at, okay? All right. I don't have anything else for tonight, so if there's nothing for me, village attorney?
No.
Village administrator?
I just have very quickly, I put in the packet the updates on the 12% of the water resource recovery facility. I wanted to show you what 12% of the project looked like to date. This is the work that's going on south of Laraway for the new plant. We've got a long way to go, but a lot of work has been done already.
Yeah, that's good to see. It's a long time coming.
And this was done with Don. Don produced this with the drone for the work.
That's amazing, and it looks great.
Yeah,
All
I
right.
appreciate that report. I was kind of wondering how things were going over there.
Yeah.
It's great.
It's good, isn't it? Yeah, it's been a long time coming. Thanks, Kurt. And I don't know, Laura, do you have any voting information to give, or nothing yet? Okay. Because early voting starts pretty soon, doesn't it?
Cook County.
Well, the election's April 1st, so it's 2 weeks before.
Yeah, so mid-March. All right. All right, well, maybe at the next board meeting, we'll just talk a little bit about that. All
I
right,
don't think she'll
perfect.
be as busy.
What's that?
I don't think she'll be as busy.
No, I don't think she will as well. But all right, very good. All right, thank you. Payroll and disbursements, trustee Mattson?
Yes, sir. I make the motion to approve our bi-monthly disbursements in the amount of $10,871,528.29. In addition to these disbursements, approval is needed for payrolls in the amount of $503,960.76 and $328, both paid on February 7th, 2025, and that is in a form of a motion.
I will second that.
Okay, motion has been properly moved and seconded. Any comments or questions? Roll call vote, please.
Trustee Mattson?
All right.
Trustee Riser?
Aye.
Trustee Galuza?
Aye.
Trustee Wilson?
Aye.
Trustee Scalise?
Aye.
Trustee Christopherson?
Aye.
Mayor Baldwin?
Hi, anything else, Keith?
No, sir.
All right, thank you. No one's here tonight. All right, trustee comments, trustee Scalise.
I just want to thank staff for everything that they do. Beth, thank you for bringing us into modern times with the ticket sales finally. I'm sure the residents will like that. And back to staff, thanks for the reports. They're very detailed, and I get a lot of information out of them, and a lot of questions are answered from reading those, so thank you. And one more thing, Dominic went to the Children's Museum today for a field trip with his class, and his teacher wrote on his note today that he had a great time.
Good,
So I
cool.
wish I could have been there, but I'm sure
Good.
he loved it.
Was he able to see his likeness?
I don't know. I told them about it, so I wonder if they pointed it out to him or not. So we'll see.
Very good.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad. I'm glad he had a good time. Yeah, they're doing a good job.
Yeah.
Thank you. Trustee Wilson.
Nothing tonight.
All right, thank you. Trustee Galuza.
I can't wait to hear who this first band is tomorrow.
Well, just,
Just guess I'm going to have to be patient.
you will.
Okay.
I think it could be right up your alley, though. so
Will
we'll
it?
see. I think so.
All right,
We'll see.
all right.
Trustee Christopherson.
I don't have anything tonight.
All right, thank you, Trustee Mattson.
Nothing tonight.
All right, Trustee Rising.
Just second what Trustee Scalise said in regards to the ticketing. I think that's the best of all worlds. So nice job on that. And I'm crossing my fingers that the weatherman is wrong in a few days. Otherwise, everybody stay safe out there.
Yeah, that's right, that's right.
Yeah.
But we've got the right crew in case they're not wrong. so.
Absolutely.
All right, very good. All right, well, we have no need for executive session tonight, so if there's nothing further, is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Motion by Trustee Scalise, second by Trustee Galuza. All those in favor signify by voice vote of aye.
Aye.
Opposed, meeting adjourned.